Irie friends, welcome back to another garden tour here. If you are new here, my name is T.I. and I garden in New Jersey Zone 7B now. So I normally do my garden tours in the beginning part of the following month, just to make sure that the month prior is fully wrapped up. But this month kind of got a little bit away from me, so we're doing it towards the middle part of the month. But like I say always, better late than never. So we are going to just jump right in because I came out a little bit later than I wanted to, and I do not want the sun and the shadows to get in the way. So let's start off at the back part of my yard. We had the Arkansas apple right in this area, and then we also had the Arkansas apple here. I'm confused by this hole, but my kids dug that. And then we had a more mature blueberry right where this is. But we are now having this open space, and we have the almond here. I think this is the all-in-one almond. This is from Tai, Georgia. I do believe I'm gonna have to move it to get a little bit more sun, so she'll probably come right about here. And then I have this hydrangea. I don't even remember which type it is, but she had came the end of last year, and I didn't get an opportunity to plant her, so I quickly just planted her somewhere during the close to the fall. So I just put this cage over her, this closure, so that she could be protected and no one could step on her, because she looks like absolutely nothing right now. But she's also going to get moved probably onto the rock wall. So onto the rock wall now. You guys saw me transplant most of these asparagus, and they are doing well. You could see they're pushing up. What's not pushing up is already up and growing, so I do have to come out here and harvest. My favorite way to eat these asparagus, honestly, is to just eat them fresh. So these will be a good stalk to harvest, but I'm gonna do that later on. And then I believe this is the sweet pomegranate, and I had transferred her from, gosh, where was she? She was somewhere, and I transferred her right here, and she's doing well. I could see her pushing out some leaf nodes, so that's good. And I pruned her up nicely. I think I want to train her into a tree form, but I'm not completely sure yet. But I do believe I'm gonna have to move her over at least 2 feet, just so that she has the proper spacing to fully branch out, because right now if she stays here, it's going to cast even more shade on the asparagus, and I don't think they will thrive as much with that. The rest of the lower part of the rock wall had the asparagus. I took those all out, so I'm still contemplating as to what I want to put up here. Right now I'm in between roses and strawberries, so let me know. The main reason why I usually try not to put edibles up here is because of the groundhog issue, but knock on wood, I haven't seen any quite yet. So maybe that'll be a thing of the past. I'm just hoping. On the top we have the American Pillar arborvitaes. I really like these because they grow pretty tall. I believe they could get upwards of 15 feet, and they get about 5 feet wide. So I planted them so that they could just really lock in a little bit towards the middle, and they've been doing really well. I feel like they require less than the emerald green, because my emerald green does not look as good as these, and these haven't been getting water as much. So I don't know, I think I want to add some more going along and just continue along with these American Pillar. I do still have some stuff up there, and we'll hit that when we get over there. I have this sweet pomegranate here. This is from Willis Orchard that are planted right in this area down there. and it looked like she did not do well because I had to prune off a lot of her branches. A lot of them were dead. So I put her in where the blueberry was, which is like a very fertile area, and I'm hoping that she bounces back. This one is the Russian pomegranate that I purchased from Fast Growing Trees. Then I just popped some yarrow down here. I don't know which variety this is. I believe it's the Colorado blend variety, but I'm not 100%. But once it blooms, I'll be able to tell. And then I popped some Verbena bonariensis in. They're like quite small right now, but they're known to spread, so I'm not worried about that. I still have my lemongrass stump here, and I was hoping that it will come back. I'm still giving her a little bit more time. The grass here is not the lemongrass. I did rub it together in hopes that it was, but it's not. And then we finally have the peonies. I think I planted these like 2 seasons ago, and they're finally coming up, which is really exciting. There's some areas that you'll see later that I planted them and I just gave up on them, so they're planted really close to other things, so I'm going to have to move something around those. And then I did put out my Dusty Millers that I started. You can see them here and here. This is, I believe, some type of daisy. I'm thinking the Shasta daisy. And then we have some yarrow. And in between, you'll see some daffodils, some alliums. And then the artichokes are actually perennial in our zone. So it came back, and my daughter actually transplanted that over there. I divided up the chives that I wanted to from the other side. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that putting like a bunch here and there along the wall and stuff, the smell will deter some pests from traveling from the rock wall down into the actual garden, but we shall see. And then this is the Intrepid Peach. Baby girl is on year 2. She's looking stunning. She was over here firstly, and this branching part here was facing towards the wall. I didn't think that was a good idea, so I moved her here, and my hope is that the branching part will continue to branch outwards towards the pathway, and I think that would look really nice. If that doesn't happen, then I might turn her around and then just have her branching out in here. I don't know, I'm a mess. We have the Gala Dwarf. For the past couple seasons, they've been dealing with cedar rust. Cedar rust. So they haven't been doing as well as they could. I think it should be a fruiting year for them. This Gala, I believe, is now 3 years old. So we should be seeing something happening with her. And then you saw that I moved the Arkansas apple in the middle here, which I am still considering if I should keep it there or not. And then we have the Emily Bront Rose in a trio behind that. We have some Rose Companion here and here, and then we have one of our Black-Eyed Susan that has returned for us. I was hoping this one over here would too. I'm gonna give her a little bit more time and see. We have some yarrow, some Dusty Miller, and some daisies here as well. And then we have the beautiful blooms of our daffodils. And this one has just started maybe a week or 2 ago. The other one, more towards the end there, has been blooming for like a month and a half. We have our pink lady apple here. And if you guys look at the 3 apples, you could tell that the Gala is leafing out first. And then we have a little bit more leaves from the pink lady and then the Arkansas. So that's nice that they're not all at one time. So normally I plant up this bird bath area in like a semicircle situation, just to frame the bird bath. But once I planted it, I did go ahead and edge out some more of the grass, so it does not look as refined as when I planted it. But we're just gonna have to adjust for next season. Then up here, this is what I was telling you guys about. I have some phlox that I need to move, and here's some asparagus that I need to pick. These look like all purple passion variety, and they are nice and stout. I believe they're on year 3 as well. We have a little one there, but I was asking my husband to dig those out for me. And then here, I also have the pink lemonade blueberry that I need to transplant. Here is one of my favorite accidents, which is the standard Red Haven peach. You know, I was going to dig this out and get rid of it because I was like, there's no way I could have a standard tree here, but it actually works really well. When it is leafed out, it creates kind of a blockage in this whole area. The only thing that I regret is cutting off too much of the top branches, but it was really just for size control. And I believe by next year I should get it all together as to like what I really want to shape it into. There's been a lot of movement here. I have some blueberries here that I took from my mom's house about 3 years ago, and it wasn't doing really well. I realized that it was because I was mulching with wood chips that wasn't broken down. They were essentially drawing out all that nutrients from the surrounding plants or whatever fertilizer that I put there. So you could see I raked up most of those wood chips, and I'm planning to just stick to the bag ones from here on. We have the tiny wine 9 bark that it looks dead on top, but then if you look down low, you could see some leaves coming up. And then the sage that we had in that ceramic container that broke, we decided to plant her right here. And then we have some more daffodils. I don't know what's going on with my focus. The tulips that I planted here, I had a cloche over them. I could finally take the cloche off. The squirrels over here are crazy. And then we have some coral bells right at the bottom, followed by some pink salvia. And I think we have a hydrangea here. I don't remember which one. I think this is the city light, if I'm remembering correctly. We have another blueberry back there that I think needs a little bit more work. And then we have this lilac that wasn't looking really good, but I did a hard prune on her, and now she is putting out blooms. So sometimes you just need to give the plant a hard prune, and usually they'll snap right back. We have the Pinky Winky here, and I didn't plant her until the end of the season. A lot of these came from just the quart containers, and the ones that I planted late, you could tell because they are about a third of the size of the other ones that I planted out immediately, which is a lesson that I have learned. Whenever you get something, even if you don't know where exactly you want to plant them, just go ahead and put them in the ground somewhere, because you could always move them. So right here we have I believe this is the Napoleon cherry. I just wanted her to be center stage here. Ended up moving the Grenada pomegranate from in the front, and I think she would do really well right here. And she's just surrounded by another peony right there. We have what is this one? What is this one? Oh, black lace elderberry. Sometimes I just pin down the container right there until I could get a label or actually remember what they are. We have another peony back there that I thought died. You can see how close I planted it to this aronia berry We have some other daffodils coming up. And then I had moved my chives. This is the one that I plucked out the ground in that raised bed and just put it in the wood piece by the fence, and it still survived. So I just ended up transplanting it, and you could tell, you see how this one is very flat? It looks like the white chives have a flat stem, whereas the purple chive have a more cylindrical stem. This, I believe, is just a limelight prime. You could tell it's smaller because I planted her late, as well as this one. You can see the emerald greens right here. This is not their final planting area either. I'm just not completely sure where I want to put them. Versus, if you guys look over here, these are also limelight primes that I got in the quart containers, but I planted them out immediately, and now they are sizing up nicer. So yeah, just go ahead and plant them somewhere and then move them later on. We have some alliums in the back row here. Of course, our elderberries, which I'm going to be moving. And then we have our semi-dwarf Bartlett pear, which, getting some buds on here. Then we have, let me take out this. This is how I was keeping my tulips so that these squirrels don't get them. But now I've taken off all the cloches. We have the bulbo hydrangea here that I keep on moving. Some coral bells. I believe, I don't know what this is. Look at it closely, guys. If you guys know, looks like forget-me-nots. I don't know. And then some coral bells, some Dusty Miller, some chives. And look, guys, this is the purple chives, and look how cylindrical this one is. So that's how you could tell the difference between the two chives. Then we have some roses back here. So this bed is still in reno mode. I don't know exactly what I want to do. This white yarn is there because I just want to make sure that the hydrangeas are completely lined up, and sometimes I can't fully tell, so I needed to add a string. I haven't moved them yet, but the string is there and I think it's straight. Let me know if you guys think this is straight. I'm so bad at things like that. The sun is coming, guys. Okay, so over here we have the Maverick Coral geraniums, and obviously something is supposed to go in the center. I'm thinking one of the arbs, maybe the emerald green. Then we have the blueberry. This one is the dollar. We have a lot of dead branches here. Okay, I need to prune on this one. This one is, I believe, peach sorbet. This is how the other one should have been looking. And then I also have the geraniums in here as well. I popped some of the limelight primes back here. I don't know if that's going to be the final area. And then you guys look, I put my husband put the cherry further back, which I love. Then we have the Rainier cherry. I have this cherry because I'm supposed to graft it onto the Van Suite. We tried last year and it didn't take. We're gonna try again this year, and then if it doesn't take, which I should have tried before it started really leafing out, but if it doesn't take, then I'm just going to maybe get rid of it, sell it, I don't know. Over here we have the Bathsheba. This is a short climber. She's doing really well. I do think I need to add some type of trellis here because I did want her to come up here, but it seems like she's not really getting the plant. So I have to maybe prop her onto something so that she could trail up the side of the deck. I did purchase two, but one did not survive, but I will be sending it back so that I could get a refund. And at the front of the bed here, we have the Sweet William, which is a biennial. So we mostly got leafy growth the first year, and now they're probably going to be putting on, well, not probably, they're going to be putting on their flowers. We have the lavender in front, and with the thawing and freezing of the ground, you could see that it pushed up the lavender plants. So I do have to come in and dig a hole a little deeper and bury them back down. We have some daisies right here. Again, guys, I don't know the specific variety. And then we have the blueberries in the back, alliums in the front, and some daffodils that I also added in this bed. I also placed the hydrangea in the back here. I don't know what color it's going to be. This was a hydrangea that I was able to get from Auntie's house. I also put, this is the purple chives that I divided and put in front here. Then we have the Lampins cherry tree. I decided to place her here, and I'm currently working on some type of edging design. I'm not sure how I want it yet, so sometimes I just leave it for a bit. Then we have the Flamin' Fury peach. She's on her second year now, and she's doing fantastic. The pruning of this one couldn't be any better. It's perfect. I was thinking of taking her though and putting her in a container, putting her in the front. Let me know what you guys think about that. Something shocking though is I planted these tulips last year, and I definitely did not expect them to come back, and they've totally returned, which is amazing, and I'm so happy about that. And I'm going to show you in the front too that they've returned as well, and I was not expecting that. Look, see, here's another one here. It's amazing. We have some coming up here as well. And then here we have the blueberry that we transplanted. This is the one that I've had the longest, and she's looking so much better than she did last year. I just feel like maybe she wasn't getting enough sun or something, so I'm happy that she's thriving now. Some blueberries in the back as well. So as we go into the garden space, I have been working on clearing out the walkway. I'm going to come back in and take off the top layer because it's fertile stuff, and place back down some cardboard and some mulch. In this bed, the garlics are looking great. I think this is the chestnut red, and then we have the peas that are finally starting to put on some height. They do need some help getting onto this trellis, which I'll probably work on a little bit later. Same thing for here. We have the, I think this is the golden sweet. Then we have the broccoli. We have some ruby red onions in between. And then I went ahead over here and planted some broccolis within the elephant garlic. And I haven't seen any one of them picked out. So this might be a combination that I'll be doing again next year. Same thing over here. Garlics are doing well. With every batch, there's like one or two that are just a little bit shorter than the rest. Maybe something happened to it. But for the most part, everyone looks really good. And the back rows that it didn't have anything, for this back row, I did the purple top white turnip, and you can see we have some good germination. I just have to come back in and space them properly, thin them out. Back here, I'd planted the Cylindra beets, but they weren't taken as well, so I just popped my ruby red onions in here. And I'm always having problems with the onion seedlings when they're a little smaller. The birds will come in, or the squirrel especially, and they'll dig them out. But I also placed them along the corner here. over this side, I believe this one is doing the best. Which variety is this? Okay, I can't find the tag for this. Oh, wait. This is the music garlic. And funny enough, I noticed the music garlic was like the largest last season as well. And then back here, I planted some golden beets. And you could see a lot germinated. And I just have to come in and thin those as well. And then if we go up top here, I planted some bull's blood beets. Say that twice. And we have, you see those purple leaves? We have some good germination. I just have to space those as well. And then I have to come in here every once in a while. You'll get some weeds in between your garlics. You just want to come in and pull those out. You don't want your garlic plant competing with the root system of anything else, especially when you place them as close as I have. Nothing in these corner things as yet. This entire corner has to get cleaned up. Garlic here as well. I had some onions that I planted during the fall season, and I've just left them in ground because I'm curious to see what happens. They didn't look as great in the fall, but they're looking nice and stout now. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. And then we just planted up our broccolis, which is a lot later than I wanted to plant them. But they are finally springing up. I'm hoping that I could get a harvest off of them before I need to switch over to my summer crops. And then one night, about 3 days ago, I went ahead and planted this entire bed with, I believe, Walla Walla onions and broccoli and some cabbage further back there. And I've just been using Rudy Judy to monitor this area, and surprisingly I haven't had not one onion dug out or anything, but my luck might be running out, so I should think about what I'm going to be doing as far as protection. Then I still have some of my berries in these containers. I have the fall gold, I have the Natchez thornless blackberry, and then I have the Joan raspberry, and these are all thornless varieties. In the pots we have the sunshine blue blueberry, same thing over there. And if you guys remember, we had planted some sweet peas down here, and they are finally coming up. I don't know if they're gonna have enough time to come up. Thinking I'm just gonna put something more permanent in this area. Same for over here. Let me know, should I put a climbing rose, some grapes? What should I put over this trellis? And then over here, oh gosh, I can't remember what this rose is called. I don't even think I remember to prune her. It's a apricot color, I know that for sure. Yeah, we have some elderberry that I just stuck in the ground, and she rooted, and now I have to transplant her probably in the back somewhere. I always forget about her, but I don't remember. I believe this is the Saint Teresa grape. I don't quite remember, but I finally have a spot for her. She's just been hanging out right here, just not having a proper location. If you lift this container, you'll see that she's trying to root below that as well. She's too big for this container. She is putting on some growth right now. I have the perfect place for her, and we're going to transplant her together. And look at the branching down here is actually not too bad considering the fact that I didn't prune her at all. And on the deck we were able to complete 2 green stalks. We still have a couple more to go, a few more to go actually, but I'm really happy that these were able to get completed. We did have some loss with the chard that I placed in here. So whatever didn't survive, I just popped in some lettuce, which were greatly overdue for some planting. And I just really love the variations of green in this container. You have some light green, some dark green, some green with burgundy. You have some bluish green. It's just, I really enjoy this container especially. And then we have some herbs over in this one that I did a full refresh on. And then I had showed you guys that some of them were already coming back. So today we're going to work on planting up the Asian greens, and we're going to put the celery somewhere out in the garden. I want to quickly show you guys my little chaos container with my alliums and tulips, and oh my gosh. We had some mishaps with the squirrels coming in and digging out some stuff. Maybe they just didn't like it either. But it's coming back up, and I'm actually going to put her out in the front. The side is still, nothing is there yet. But we had some daffodils spring up that I didn't plant. I'm going to move them after they're done blooming and plant them in the back. Look at this one. I did not plant this one. Wow, that's beautiful. I planted maybe these purple ones, these smaller purple ones here, right? I thought that these tulips, this parrot one, that yellow one, that they weren't coming back up. And now I have this humongous bunch of tulips together. It looks insane. Bring you guys closer. It just looks, I was not expecting them to come back at all. Even these front ones, they came back as well. But the strawberries are looking really nice. They are large and in charge. I do have to come in here and do some weeding. Then we have the candy cane spirea. We have the alliums in the back. One thing I didn't think about with the alliums was what I'm gonna have in front to block it when the leaves die down. But I was thinking of maybe putting some limelight primes up here. I'm so indecisive, guys. I am thinking of putting the grape right here. So I may dig this up, place this over there, and then have the grapes train this way and this way. I think that would look really interesting. And then as I'm going to the backyard, I could grab a grape. So nothing much happening. We do have what appears to be a peony coming up. Not sure. Obviously our puff balls of sedums. I just love touching these. But honestly, I really don't remember what I planted up here. So I'm just going to have to wait a bit later on to see what's happening. And then over here, we had planted our onions. The strawberries are looking amazing. But the onions are standing up nice and tall. I do have to come in here and water, but the ground is seeming really, really tough. I have some weeding to do. I don't know what this is, so I need to weed that out. But I think they just need some water. I need to get rid of these dead plants back here. I was thinking of putting some boxwoods here, just so that it comes maybe up to right here. I'm not certain as yet what I want to do. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. This is where I had the banana, and I was hoping that she would come back, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then we also have a Limelight Prime here that I'm going to move. I don't know where yet, but I am going to move her. And then we have some Feverfew that's come back, and I'm going to dig her out and put her somewhere, as well as this batch of Feverfew. So that wraps up our garden tour for the month of March. So many things happening, so many things is gonna continue to happen. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Continue to Irie up yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.